Yes, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, where you are watching from. Welcome back to the Izexon Amid YouTube channel, where we give current sports news uh, that are taking place in the entire globe. Today, since we are going into international friendlies, this time I'll be talking about one of the greatest players ever. That is George Weah, the first African or the only African to have ever won the FIFA Best Player of the Year and even the Ballon d'Or. That was in the year 1995. So, who is George Weah? We call him George Weah. This George Weah was born. George Weah was born on the 1st of October 1956 in 1966. He is 57 years of age and currently is the president of Liberia, who took office in 2018. This George Weah came to prominence or was notified by Arsene Wenger. That was around the year 1988 to 1994. That Arsene Wenger notified him when he was still in Africa and brought him to France, where he played for 4 seasons. That is 1988 up to 1992, and he played 103 times for SC Monaco. He scored 47 times. However, before his introduction to Europe, he had previously played in different clubs in Africa. That was in Mighty Barore, where he started his career. That was in 1985 to 1986, where he played 10 times and even scored 7 goals. He also played in Bonge Range, where he played 2 times and also scored 1 goal. In 1986 to 1987, he also played in the Invisible 11. He played 23 times. He scored 24 goals. In 1987, he went to Africa Sport, where he played 2 games and scored 1 goal. He later on in 1987, the same year, went to Tonero Yaounde, where he played 18 times and scored 14 games. Before his introduction to Europe, that was in 1988 to 1992, in SC Monaco, where he played 103 times and scored 47 times. Later on, he moved to PSG in the 1992 season to 1995, where he played 96 times and scored 32 goals. However, in the season of 1995, he won the UEFA European Champions League Golden Boot when he was in PSG. The following year, in 1995, he moved from PSG and that one left to AC Milan. That where he played 114 times and even scored 46 goals. However, during his time at AC Milan, he won 2 Scudettos. That is the Italian Serie A league. He won it twice in his time in AC Milan, and it was in that same year, that is 1990. It was in that same year that he was even nominated as the best player in the world on behalf of FIFA and even the Ballon d'Or. That is the French magazine that organizes that award, to become the only African player to have ever won the Ballon d'Or and even the FIFA Player of the Year. We have gotten numerous players in Africa, the likes of Mohamed Salah, the likes of Sadio Mane, the likes of Didier Drogba, the likes of Yaya Toure, the likes of JJ Okocha, the likes of Kanu, the likes of Kanute. However, all of those, no one has ever won one of those accolades, that is Ballon d'Or and even the FIFA Player of the Year. However, after his seasons or his dominance in Italy, he later on left to the English Premier League. He had a spell at Chelsea where he played 11 times and scored 3 goals. He later on also moved in the same year, that was in 2000. He went to Manchester City. He played 7 times and he only scored 1 goal. He later on moved to Marseille, that was still in French League 1, where he played 19 times and scored 5 goals. He later on moved to, that was 2001 to 2003, to Al Jazeera, where he played 80 times and scored 13 goals. That's where he even retired from to make it a career of 18 years in football. He retired at the age of 37. However, on the Liberian national team, he started in the unders. He went on progressing until to the national team, where he played 75 times. That is George Weah, and later on scored 18 goals to make sure that's his representation. However, recently, also in 2018, he had a charity game where he played and even was part of that team. He's nominated in the Africa's Greatest 11, also in the FIFA Greatest 11, and one of the best players to have ever graced the beautiful game of football. However, after his time in football, he later on moved to politics, that is in his native Liberia. He came in 2013 when he first contested for presidency. However, he was defeated by the Biden president, who was a woman, and later on, he had to come back after that woman decided to resign. That was in 2018. He stood firmly to come to grace all the issues that were affecting Africa, that is to grace poverty, improve infrastructure, improve internal relationship, external relationship, foreign affairs policy, which has also tried to market in his country. And in 2018, after huge support from the fans or the people of Liberia, they trusted him with the presidency, and they voted massively in favor of George Weah, who is currently in the Congress Democratic Party, that is in Liberia. So that's how this young man, by then, who had started as a footballer, became known in the entire world after being realized by Arsene Wenger, one of the football greats or the football maestros, in search for talent identification, that brought him on the entire globe to make sure that he showcases his talent to the entire world and be known. He also did not disappoint, depending on his performances in the numerous clubs he had in Europe, that is in AC Monaco, where he scored many goals, PSG, where he scored many goals, AC Milan, Chelsea, Man City, Al Jazeera, etc. until his time of retirement, that was in 2003. Currently, is the president of Liberia. However, they are going into nomination. He's coming back for his second term. Remember, they take 5 years in office. That was since 2018 up to date. That was the first term, and he wants to come back for the second term, which we hope, if all goes well, he can win this, to make sure that we sportsmen who are in the sporting field, we are well represented by George Weah, and our issues like Liberians and even the entire Africa or in the entire world were recognized, in that one of our members who knows the sport well is taking over decisions as the head of state. After being nominated as president, on his swearing in, he had first invited by then coach, that is Arsene Wenger, who brought him to Europe to come and attend. However, Arsene Wenger had some issues, or by then had a busy schedule, did not feature for his inaugural speech, that is in Liberia. However, later on, as time went on, finally Arsene Wenger went to Liberia to showcase love to this young man that he had introduced in the game of football. So those are some of our personalities that we'll be talking about, but football is still continuing. We'll be coming back on the 3rd, and we have some games. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Till yours, I'm Izexon Amido, the Sports Encyclopedia. Subscribe, please.